We saw Premier Danielle Smith open an office in Ottawa this week to promote Alberta priorities. And Mayor Copeland, I understand that the Premier had asked for priorities from the various municipalities with regard to the federal government and any agreements they have with the federal government. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so what was happening is all the municipalities in Alberta were given um, a memo asking them to sort of release federal contracts that we have in all the municipalities with the federal government. So the city did that. One of the most significant, things like RCMP and then service agreements with water rights, water, pipelines going through your municipality that serve the federal government or its entities. But one significant issue for us, of course, is the outstanding taxes that are owned by the federal government for the city of Cold Lake. It's a long-standing issue that's been outstanding since 2013. And with the premier opening up the office in Ottawa, which is fantastic, that'll give us an opportunity to message that to the people that will be working that Ottawa office to try to get get that file opened up and see if the federal government wants to pay their fair share of property tax for the city of Cold Lake.
The city of Cold Lake has had a long-standing and still ongoing issue with regard to taxation owed by the federal government with relation to the Cold Lake Air Force Base. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It's called payment in lieu of taxes. And so the federal government gets municipal tax notices whenever they have federal property in any municipality across Canada. In this case, of course, you've got the Four Wing Cold Lake, amazing piece of property. And our property assessor, gives the federal government the value of what we feel the land's worth. And the federal government decides maybe, we're not going to pay all of that amount. And so each year it's an outstanding, well over $1 million outstanding each year that the federal government decides not to pay. And we've been challenging the federal government, like I said, way back for many, many years. And it's in front of the federal courts now. And we're just hoping that the premier, we've given the premier our document on all of the different agreements that we have with the federal government. And we're hoping that they can help us lobby for a fair share in property tax.
Mayor Copeland, what are you hoping will come of your fight with the federal government?
We just want everybody, you treat all the ratepayers equally, right? And that's really the essence of all of this is that all ratepayers should be treated equally, whether you're commercial, residential, or government. And we're just asking the federal government to pay their fair share. Certainly, the assessed value is extremely reasonable considering the assets that Four Wing have over there. If this was in the United States, the value of that base would be amazing. Um, it's nothing to slight the men and women that work for the Canadian Armed Forces. This is with the bureaucrats in Ottawa that we're just saying, pay your fair share. This happens across Canada. We're not alone. It's just that our council has and our administration have carried this forward. Many municipalities just say, okay, it is what it is. But we kind of are standing behind our principle and continuing to challenge the federal government on paying their fair share.
From what I understand, it is a fairly significant amount of money that the federal government owes. Can you tell me how much?
Yeah, absolutely. It not only us, it's well over north of $14 million owed, but also the education portion. So everybody sees that on their property tax. There's an education component on your property tax. And so that also is a missing chunk. And we have to ask the provincial government to forgive that missing dollars each year. So we write to the Minister of Education, and they always, from the province, always guarantee our request. And so we have this outstanding education part too that's it's building. It's it's unfortunate. We want everybody, that money, works about $1.1 million, $1.2 million missing in our budget each year. And when you're only collecting like $22 million in property tax each year, that's a significant amount of money.
Mayor Copeland, thank you for your time today. I do appreciate it.
Okay.